It was mid-June, 1945. Only 4 weeks earlier, weighing 97 pounds, Wiesenthal had staggered out of a barracks at the Mauthausen concentration camp to see a gray American tank coming through the entrance. He had collapsed at the sight. Before the Nazis stormed into Poland, Wiesenthal had been an architect with a rising reputation and a husband with hopes for a family of his own. The Nazis had killed his mother and taken his wife, and he had suffered such terror on his body and mind that he had twice attempted to kill himself. After his liberation, Wiesenthal was afraid that if he did not go after those responsible for the slaughter, he would have nothing to live for. He sent a letter to the chief investigator of an American Army War Crimes Unit, chronicling the 12 concentration camps he had survived and listing the names, ranks, and crimes of 91 Nazis. The investigator hired him immediately. Wiesenthal captured more than a dozen SS members with the Army unit before he was transferred to the American Office of Strategic Services, OSS, based in Linz, Austria. Now Wiesenthal searched through the files at the OSS headquarters. There was limited information on Eichmann, but he noted the name so that he could make further inquiries. In the month that followed, he heard little more than rumors about Eichmann from former Mauthausen inmates. Then, in late July, he was given a list of war criminals' names by the Jewish Agency for Palestine, a forerunner of the Israeli government. The name Eichmann topped the list, stating that he was a high official of Gestapo headquarters, Department of Jewish Affairs. Wiesenthal knew that this meant Eichmann had been instrumental in running the extermination camps. A few evenings later, at his apartment on Landstrasse 40, just 2 doors down from the OSS office in Linz, Wiesenthal sat at his desk looking at his own list of names. Eichmann was now underscored for emphasis. His landlady entered to clean his room and peered over his shoulder. "Eichmann!" she exclaimed. "That must be the SS General Eichmann who was in command of the Jews. Did you know his parents live here in this street? Just a few houses along, at number 32. On July 28th, 2 OSS agents were at the elder Eichmann's door. They questioned Eichmann's father, who reluctantly admitted that his son Adolf had been a member of the SS, but that was all he knew of his wartime activities. Adolf had visited near the end of the war, but his father had heard nothing from him since. A search of the house failed to deliver a single photograph. "Is there a picture?" one of them asked, suspicious that the man was hiding something. "He never liked to be photographed," answered Eichmann's father. The Nazi hunters were on Eichmann's trail, and finding a photograph for identification purposes was high on their list. In 1947, Jewish agent Manus Diamant was given the task. Handsome as a movie star, and with all the charm of one, Diamant could play any undercover role with ease. Using the story that he was a former Dutch SS officer by the name of Henry van Diamant, he earned the confidence of Eichmann's wife, Vera, who was still living in Altaussee, and he wooed several of Eichmann's mistresses in his efforts to gather information. Vera Eichmann was very guarded and offered no hint of her husband's whereabouts, or even whether he was alive. None of Eichmann's mistresses had as much as a snapshot of him. Then Diamant tracked down Fräulein Maria Musenbacher. An attractive, frivolous woman, Musenbacher often bragged of her relationship with Adolf, the high-ranking SS officer. For a week, Diamant followed her, noting when she went to the hairdresser, the grocer, and the post office. When some groceries fell from her basket one day, he was there to pick them up. He introduced himself with a smile. "Henry van Diamant." "Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Maria. Thank you." Diamant tipped his hat and offered to walk her home. Over the next few weeks, he gained her trust. They met for coffee, then dinner, then a walk in the country.